Alright guys, just going to do a quick, maybe a quick garden update here. Things are really starting to fill out pretty good. Got the fat horse beans here, and these beans came from a relative of mine. They're a family heirloom bean, and she calls them fat horse. I looked it up online, and they're also called a white creaseback. They're growing up the trellis here pretty well. There's a few places they didn't come in too good, didn't get great germination, so I just went ahead and replanted those. Come on down the row here, and you'll see the new ones are starting to pop up there, so I think we got plenty of time there. Had some problems with the trellis blowing over in the wind, so I took some of this baling twine, tied it up. I haven't had any more problems since then. I didn't fertilize these beans at all. They fix nitrogen to the soil, and I didn't want to get too much in there, so I just kind of let them be, and as you can see, they're doing real good. The weeds are kind of getting crazy this year. I don't know what's going on this year with the weeds, but they're just out of control. You'll see some of these beans are laying down. I'll just pick them up, put them on the trellis like that, and you always want to wrap them counterclockwise. That's the way they grow. I don't know why, but they do. And these are half runner beans. They're pretty popular here in West Virginia. Alright, and I'll come over to the tomatoes. Tomatoes are doing very well this year. For these 3 rows, I put down a 30-pound bag of bone meal, and that's it. I didn't want to give them too much nitrogen to where they're growing too fast. You know, I just want them to grow slow, set on the blossoms, and take it from there. Now, I planted these, all the tomatoes on hills this year. Had a terrible problem with blight last year. So I'm hoping that putting them on hills will help counteract that blight. I also, you can see on this one, I've been pruning off the bottom branches, anything that touches the soil. You know, these don't produce fruit, and that's just one way that the blight is transmitted. I also put a ground cover on. This is just straw. I think there's some hay in there, an awful lot of seed, and that'll help with the dirt not splashing back up. Combine that with some baking soda, treat the fungus, and haven't had any problems yet. It's still early, so we'll see what happens. But this whole row here is an Amish paste tomato, and then these are the mortgage lifters. They're all growing good. Got a few little runts like that one there, but I reckon they'll come out of it just fine. Now down through here, these are all super beefsteaks. They are starting to set on some blossoms. I was pinching them off earlier, but they're tall enough now to where I can just pretty well let them go. Got Rutgers here, and Rutgers is a determinate plant. So as you can see, the suckers are still on them. I don't know if I'm going to prune any of those suckers out of there. I might prune a couple of those bottom suckers off, but as long as they have good airflow, I don't see any reason to fool with them. And the Rutgers set on all their tomatoes at once. So I've got 2 crops here. These were planted about 3 or 4 weeks after the first ones. So that ought to yield pretty good. Then these are black crims. They're doing good. Just kind of grew them as an experiment. And these are Tommy Toes, and they're the best little salad tomato I've ever had. This row here, we got our peppers. They're pretty slow to start, but they'll take off. Potatoes. This is 2 rows of, what were they? Kennebec potatoes. Planted them on St. Patty's Day, and we've already got new potatoes. They're taking off like crazy. I'm pretty happy with them. And we got, on the right side we got garlic. Next to that is yellow onions. Next to that's red onions. And next to that is a white onion. They need to be weeded pretty bad, but they're doing alright. Purple haze carrots. Dug a couple of them today. They're small, but they're good. All my lettuce here is just taking off. This black-seeded Simpson, which is this one here, has the best flavor, I think. Spinach started to bolt, still good though. Collard greens, they need to be picked and froze. These 2 rows here are cabbage. Got Stonehead, Flat Dutch, and early Jerseys. The early Jerseys on the end, they were planted about 3 or 4 weeks early than the Stoneheads. This is broccoli here. It's a Sun King hybrid. And it's sprayed with the BT, which is Bacillus thuringiensis. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they're doing pretty well. Next to that, we got the Brussels sprouts. These are Catskill Brussels sprouts. And they're growing good. Eggplant here. Having some problems with the eggplant. These little bugs on them. I don't know if you can make it out. I don't know what they are, but been keeping them sprayed with the neem, and it's cutting back on them. It hasn't killed them all off, but they've given me all kinds of problems this year. Oh, look, there's some aphids. That's great. Bunch of eggs on there too, so have to get out here and spray these today if I can find some time in between the rain. And this row here is hot peppers, got cayennes, pepperoncinis, and jalapenos. Down here we've got zucchini on the right side. That's a Black Beauty zucchini, and these are yellow squash. I can't remember what type they are, but powdery mildew on them. And I've sprayed and sprayed and sprayed. It's not going away, but doesn't seem to be affecting the plant, so we'll see what happens. I got my cucumbers. We got straight 8s and Boston pickling cukes. They're starting to grow up the trellis. Setting on fruits pretty well. Here's a good one you can see. Maybe. So they're doing alright. In this row I got radishes. There's cherry bomb radish, and they need to be picked. They're getting a little bit hot. So that'll probably become rabbit food, and I got the trellis up and put another row of cukes in there. And the peas, boy, the peas are loaded down. I don't know if you guys can see all of them in there, but they are just loaded. So get out here and pick some of them pretty soon. But that's my garden. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share.